Hey, chickadees, welcome into today's episode of Mojo Mysticism. We're pulling from a deck I don't believe we've pulled from before on this channel, the Enchanted Map by my future friend, Colette Baron Reed. And this deck and the cards that our guides have given to us tonight lay out a very simple story. And the topic is being in love. Okay? So this applies to being in love with another human, or generally being in love with an aspect of your life or your life in general, which is the best kind of love to be in. And it's also about being in love with your guidance. So the first card that we were given, and all three of these came out in the upright. The first one was card number 1, actually, Bone Collector. And this card is representing all the pain and suffering that we may have been subjected to in the name of love in our past, right? So, and maybe we've got some scars that we've carried forward as a result of that, like people who have told us they love us, but then their actions aren't really lining up with that. And it doesn't mean that we don't have pain with love, right? I'm not saying that we don't, but what I am saying is when it is used as a weapon, or when it is used in a way that is abusive or taking advantage of another person. Those are the kind of things that can leave subconscious scars that we get to clear when we get a card like this. So this card is saying we accept whatever it is that's happened to us in our past relative to love in general and feeling love, because we associate sometimes the feeling of love with a negative outcome. And that's what we're being asked to radically accept, that, okay, so that happened, I radically accept that, and it's no longer my future. It's not my present either. So moving forward, I have a different approach and a different attitude about love. And that gets us to our second card, which is actually card number 2, believe it or not, Gentle Gardener. Gentle Gardener. So this card is telling us to basically be a conscious co-creator, be our own person, be the caretaker of the love that's within us. We are beings that are made up of light and love. And that is our nature, our essential nature is love. And so when we're coming out of the Bone Collector card, where we're saying, you know what, yeah, I've had pretty shitty things happen to me in the name of love or around love, and I have a tainted view of that from a subconscious level that I'm going to clear, coming out of that into a place where we're like saying, I'm going to be very intentionally gentle with myself. I'm going to be very deliberate in co-creating love in my life in a way that allows me to explore love in a new way, right? Unencumbered by the subconscious blocks that I have experienced in my past, unencumbered by the weight of what others may have implied love is, and I'm going to begin to explore love for what it really is. And that's when the magic happens. That's when the third card comes up, and that's card number 42, Wide Open. We open ourselves to love in all aspects of our life, and love shows up for us. Now, keep your eyes open, right? It may not show up in a way that you think it's going to show up, but it will show up in your life. You may realize that over the course of, I don't know, a few days or a couple of weeks, that you develop a really, really deep love affair with your guidance. I am in one of those currently, deep love affair with my guides. And it may also show up as, the beauty in a landscape. It can show up in the kiss of a breeze on your skin. It can show up in a glorious sunrise or sunset that just delights your vision, your visual senses, and really brings you to a place of appreciation. And appreciation is the precursor to love. Or it can come in the form of another human being. And sure, it can be a love affair, like a sexual love affair with someone, but it also shows up in other ways. So I want you to be on the lookout in all of the myriad ways that it shows up in other areas of your life, not just in a physical sexual relationship. So, for instance, I will give you an example. This happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I was clothes shopping, and I was leaving the store, a store that I was shopping in. And as I was leaving, I passed a woman who just looked at me, just glanced over at me, and I just glanced at her. And I knew instantly, first of all, I will never see this person again. I knew that. But I also knew that we shared a connection, right? And that connection was based on love. And it just showed on her face, it showed on my face, and it was just like a mutual acknowledgement that, hey, not only are the two of us okay in the world, but the two of us are basing our lives out of love. Beautiful interaction, had zero words, just passing each other in the in the aisle. But that's exactly what that was, and I felt it in every fiber in my being. Those are the kinds of interactions sometimes with other people that will really kind of help spark a different way to experience the love of the divine. Okay? Is that literally, I will never see that woman again, likely. I have no idea who she is. I probably will never see her again, and that is perfectly fine. It's actually the way it's supposed to be. But to have that interaction with no words, right? Just a glance and a knowing was so profoundly beautiful that I'm still thinking about it. So, like, not ruminating on it, but it's a great example of when you look for those little things in your life that happen on a mundane, everyday basis, but you're looking at them after dealing with the bone collector, right? Understanding that and moving into the place of the gentle gardener towards this place of actually being wide open to accept love in all of its forms, and for you to be in love with your life and with your guidance. That's the point. That's the point of all of this. It really is. So, if you want to be in love, if you want to feel that way, right? And it comes and goes, of course, but if you feel that way, there is a way to get there. And this is what it is that I've just laid out for you. This is the precursor that sets us up into the place where we can be wide open to not just, of course, to accept love, but also to recognize love in all of the forms that it comes in. It can be the way your dog or cat looks at you. It can be that simple. It can be a song that comes on where your guides are actually reminding you of someone you love, right? That happens to me a lot too. It can be in the form of something that someone says or something that happens in a commercial on TV that reminds you of a time when you felt deep love and appreciation that then wells that up within you today. This is what being wide open is. It's looking for those positive aspects, looking for love in all the right places. So, yeah, if you want to be in love, this is how you do it. So, yeah, and then it extends to other people, of course, as well. So all of your relationships, they can't help but notice when you feel this way. You are vibrating at such a high frequency that it is attracting other people to you. They can't help but want to be around you. You're magnetic to them. And that's a really beautiful thing. So, all right, chickadees, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us. And we're celebrating. We have hit the 100 subscriber mark on YouTube. So thank you all for being a part of our community. We're growing. We're tiny but growing. And if you haven't subscribed on YouTube, I would encourage you to do that. Please follow us also on Facebook and Instagram. And we just really appreciate you being part of this. I appreciate it. It encourages me to keep going. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I love you. So we will see you next time on Mojo Mysticism.